Welcome to Pete's Corner. I'm T. Johnson.
And I'm Jovian Osterhout. Come with us as we travel around Stillwater and Oklahoma State University to see how people are adjusting to these first few weeks of school. Stillwater has multiple elementary schools in the district. One in particular did not get a start with everyone else. Corbin Bauer went to Westwood Elementary School to see how teachers are responding to the late start.
While most students were preparing for school a month ago, students and teachers at Westwood Elementary had to delay their preparation. The newly constructed elementary school opened this past week. Students and teachers at the school are starting 7 school days later than other schools in the district.
It was supposed to be completed by August 1st, the building itself, but as the date grew closer, we were quite aware that it wasn't going to be completed on the date they first said.
The delay set back teachers by only giving them 5 days to prepare for students.
That was just crazy to me to think, okay, I'm going to have 5 days to see the new school, start my new classroom, move everything in, and feel a sense of comfort and preparedness for my students.
Not only are teachers scrambling to get their classes together, playgrounds, the gym, and outdoor areas are still under construction, leaving teachers worried about the health of their students.
There's so much research that supports that students need physical activity to be the best learner they can be. And right now, that's a struggle. We're inside and it's tough. And I look out my window and I still don't see that playground even close.
Although the delay has certainly had its negative effects on the staff and students here at Westwood Elementary, the new facilities are certainly worth the wait.
It's so much nicer, it has a cleaner feel, it's very kid-friendly, the atmosphere is great, it's colorful, it feels good.
Not only are the teachers loving the new facilities, students are excited for the feeling of a new canvas that they get to paint new memories on.
Being able to see their faces light up when they see a brand new classroom, a brand new school, there's just nothing like that.
As further construction will complete over the next few months, Westwood Elementary will continue to make the new school feel like home. This is Corbin Bauer signing off.
While we were taking a look at how teachers are coping with the late start, T was at Stillwater High School talking to students and faculty about how Howdy Week makes them feel more welcome.
One thing that remains constant each year is when school comes back into session. Stillwater High School has a particularly important focus on making students feel welcome during this season. In efforts to create a fun and friendly environment for back to school, Stillwater High School's Student Council hosts a week-long event called Howdy Week.
I think that it is that Howdy Week introduction back into academic life that causes them to feel like, oh, yeah, I see myself here. I see myself belonging and being a part of this family. So yes, we want to be warm, we want to welcome them, but more than anything, I want these kids to really feel that when they walk in these doors, this is the place I belong.
The principal of Stillwater High School, Uva Gordon, also strives to make students feel as welcome as possible during the back-to-school season.
It gives us an opportunity to interact outside of a classroom. And the students get to learn about us, they get to learn about each other. That's by far the biggest impact. The learning, it's hard, but we can all do the fun stuff together and get through the hard stuff a lot easier.
There are other groups like Student Council who go out of their way to meet students and give them a comfortable environment to grow in, both academically and socially.
At the beginning of the school year, Afro-Am has to really strive to reach as many students as possible because we want everyone to know that this is a group about inclusivity, and so we strive to touch base with as many students as we can. And I ask my students who are involved in my group, reach out, tell everybody, invite people to eat lunch with us, go grab somebody in the hallway you see eating alone and tell them to come eat lunch with our Afro-Am group.
Whether you're a parent or a student, the transition from summer to the first semester of school can be intimidating. But with the help of things like Howdy Week and groups like Afro-Am, going back to school can be something to look forward to. For Pete's Corner, I'm T. Johnson.
It sounds like Stillwater High really knows how to welcome back their students and get them excited for the semester. Welcome back, T.
Thanks, Jovian. So what are your plans for the rest of the semester?
Well, I hope to get a good 8 hours every night and hopefully eat a few meals.
Sounds nice to me.
Reporter Caitlin Seller is telling us about the Lasso Center and how it offers students tutoring to help lighten the workload that starts to pick up at this time of the year.
The beginning of school often marks the beginning of stress. Deadlines are made, projects are assigned, and homework starts to add up. The Lasso Center is here to help. The Lasso Center is an on-campus resource at Oklahoma State University designed to help students start the year off on the right foot. The Lasso Center offers tutoring, supplemental instruction, and academic success coaching. Mike Seaman is the Assistant Director of the Lasso Center, and he helps to keep the Lasso Center a constant resource available to students.
We take those big, large, 400 people classes and stuff like that, and we can bring it down to just one person. You and a tutor can just sit each other and help and work together. You and your SI group, you can bring it down to just a small group and your SI leader and SI office hours. Or maybe if you're going over more of the life skills kind of issues that are kind of going on, like time management, study skills, or just trying to figure out why you're here and kind of what's going on, you can meet with a success coach.
Supplemental instruction is one of the most popular services the Lasso Center offers. Tasha Cheeves is the coordinator of supplemental instruction, and she is responsible for organizing these sessions so students can get the help that they need.
The first is our supplemental instruction program, also known as SI. Our SI leaders hold sessions all over campus where they sit in classes that have been targeted as historically challenging, and they sit in class, they take notes. They are students who have already taken the class before and received an A, and now they're holding review sessions for students to help them really grasp the material that they're learning within those classes.
The Lasso Center is open Monday through Friday and is free for students. Any of the staff here is ready to help you with whatever you might need. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go sign up for a tutor.
The Lasso Center focuses on making students better equipped to not only make the grade, but also decide the path they will take. For Pete's Corner, I'm Caitlin Seiler.
Thanks, Caitlin. I didn't realize everything the Lasso Center had to offer. I definitely will be taking advantage of that in the upcoming semesters.
We're headed back to Stillwater High School with Isaac Dennis to talk to faculty and staff about more serious matters.
As OSU students settle into classes, it is important to remember that not all people are having an easy go at it. Homelessness rates among college students are on the rise, as well as high school students. For more on the high school side, I sat down with Stillwater principal Uva Gordon to gain his insight on it.
We know homelessness is a big issue at OSU. Mm-hmm. What has kind of been your experience with homelessness at Stillwater High School?
It's interesting because these are much, I think you're focused on homelessness, but there's such a larger poverty issue about Payne County, which is odd and it's hard for people to understand. But Payne County has one of the highest poverty rates in the state. There was a report that came out earlier this year that it's one of the 10 or 11 most food, I forgot what the exact terminology, but insecure counties over the last 30 years. And part of that's because of college students. Part of that is because of Payne County and the other areas here in the county. But to start this year, I would tell you that I had 3 different students come and tell me, or I heard about, that they were homeless. 2 of them living in cars. Most of the time, people are very, very shocked about the food issue, the homelessness issue. You know, we all assume that everybody takes care of their kids like we take care of our kids, and that is just not true.
That was something I always knew could be a possibility, but I just never had considered that it would be somewhere like here.
And teenagers are great at camouflaging stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, that's one of the challenges that we have, is to create the relationship with kids, not because we want all these secrets, but we want to help them. You know, and if I just say hi to a kid and start talking to them a little bit, then they're more willing to come to me and say, Mr. Warden, I need some help. School is hard enough if you have a great life and super parents and you have homework and all that stuff. It's challenging. But we learned a long time ago that if you have bigger issues, you know, like you haven't eaten today, you know, it's going to be hard to learn because your stomach's growling and it's painful, and it's hard to understand, you know, trigonometry and history and English if your stomach's growling all day, or if you were, hit by your parents, or if you, are worried about where you're going to sleep that night because you don't know.
So someone who needs a certain item, right, like shampoo or whatnot, they come in here and they say, oh, I need shampoo. They go ahead and get some shampoo. But with the homelessness issue, it's a little bit, that seems like a bigger obstacle to overcome. So how do you approach that? If someone comes up to you and says, I don't have a home, or
It's interesting because very rarely do the kids who don't have the home come and see us. It's their friends, and they say, look, he's living in his car, or he's living at this place, or he's living with this family, and just to make you guys aware, they know that we can help them. We tell everybody that. Probably about 10, 11, 12 years ago, I've been here for 14 years now, we had 2 students who lived in the Walmart parking lot when there was just one Walmart, and they lived in their cars, and we found out about this. And we went and talked to them, and it was such an interesting experience in that their defensiveness was not about living in their cars. It wasn't about, and they said we never stole anything. That's when they had a McDonald's in the back of the Walmart, and they said they would go back there and get some food from that people just left. But they said, both of them, in all the cases generally that we've had with homelessness, they always go, but Mr. Ward, we were clean. We went in the bathroom, we cleaned our clothes, we washed them, we hung them out, whatever. We were clean. And I'm going, that's not the issue. The issue is you're sleeping in your car.
what would be your advice to someone who's kind of struggling through this kind of stuff and maybe needs help?
Just ask. I mean, it's very simple to me. But is ask. And there's counselors here, there's counselors at OSU. Those would be the best places to start.
As a generation that will soon be tasked with their education, we have to keep in mind the struggles of others, not only our students, but our peers. If we keep this in mind, we'll create a healthy learning environment where everyone can have a great back to school.
That is really crazy to think about what is happening right here in Stillwater. I'm glad that students can get some help from the school system. We're going to take a short break.
When we get back, I'll be at Cali Roots talking to the staff about their recent donation to Stillwater Public Schools.
I want to show you something. This is the money we could save by switching from fresh packed California crushed tomatoes to concentrated tomato paste.
I want to show you something too. I got a new door. Go take a look at it.
Nobody uses better ingredients than Little Caesars, like fresh-packed California crushed tomatoes. Pick up a large, deep dish for just $8.
Pizza.
Introducing Lincoln Black Label at Diffie Ford Lincoln. Designed to impress those with impeccable taste, Lincoln Black Label features a collection of interior themes and a host of exclusive membership privileges inspired by attention to detail and a love of automobiles. With Lincoln Black Label, you'll enjoy an extended premium maintenance plan that covers wear items or even remote vehicle delivery. Lincoln Black Label isn't about luxury ownership, it's about membership. Lincoln Black Label, exclusively at Diffie Ford Lincoln.
At ASAP Energy, our goal is to provide the best customer service for whatever our clients need.
My relationship with ASAP Energy came about in 2007. I was wanting to build a convenience store. I didn't know how to do it. I'd never been in the business. I just felt comfortable with Rick. And so I knew that I wanted to do business with a guy like that. Integrity, loyalty, and family. I would recommend that to anybody. Thanks for taking a chance on me.
At ASAP Energy, everything matters.
Welcome back to Pete's Corner. Before the break, Jovian was headed to Cali Roots to talk to staff about their recent donations to Stillwater schools.
Back to school season is a chaotic time for Stillwater Public Schools, and it all starts with the right supplies. School supplies are a crucial part of a student's education, though they come at high costs.
On a very basic level, students need paper, they need pencils, they need crayons, they need notebooks. Part of that educational process is teaching them to be organized, so notebooks come into play.
Stillwater Public Schools spends about $175,000 each year on instructional supplies. This is financed in part with a $50 student fee and donations from the community. Stillwater Public Schools did find a bit of extra help this back-to-school season, but it came from an unexpected source. Cali Roots, a medical marijuana dispensary, and its patients donated a collection of supplies and more than $500.
I know there's always been kids that needed school supplies that haven't been fortunate enough to have school supplies, and so we'd love to be that help or that impact on that, like one kid or several kids, to help them have school supplies to get them through the year.
With Cali Roots' donation alone, 10 disadvantaged students could have their school supply fees paid for.
I hope that if a parent sees that our dispensary, Cali Roots, donated money to Stillwater Public Schools, I hope that they look at that just as any other donation that they would receive. Yes, I don't want there to be a stigma. Now, am I promoting kids to go consume cannabis? No, that's not what we are trying to do. We are not trying to promote children to consume cannabis. We are just trying to show that we are here to help always, even if it's whether you are buying product from us and we're helping you in that way, or if it's we're donating to your school. We're just here to help.
This is legitimate money, and this money has been donated to public education, and take heart that we're going to use that to educate the students of Stillwater to the best of our capabilities.
For Pete's Corner, I'm Jovian Osterhout.
We're going to throw it over to Allie Baden, who met up with a student teacher for this semester and talked about how stressful it is to teach and take classes at the same time.
Keeping up with a college workload can be a demanding task, but picture keeping up with 26 and 7-year-olds along with that coursework. For Avery Ogle and 26 other elementary education students, this is their reality. Ogle is one of 27 students, a part of Oklahoma State's Excel program. This program allows elementary education seniors to student teach for a full year, rather than just a semester.
And we've already gotten to see so much growth and learning opportunities, just being inside the classroom and learning from experience, rather than just observing and sitting in one day a week.
Planning for back to school looked a little different for these students. Advisor of the Excel program, Sue Parsons, makes sure the student teachers are prepared for the school year ahead.
So all of those things that as a first year teacher you think, I'm so prepared, and then you come in the first day and went, I have no idea what to do. They've experienced that. They are starting to really, and very early on, understand the reasons for the things we've taught them.
Along with spending 3 days in a first grade classroom, Ogle and her classmates are enrolled in 15 credit hours. As you can see, student teachers have an extremely busy life. Let's add up the hours and see how many hours they're actually spending a week on their major. They spend 24 hours each week in the classroom in an elementary school. They spend 15 college credit hours here at OSU, and they spend about 12 hours each week on homework. Totaled up, they spend about a third of their time for their major. These future educators know how to balance their time well, and going into her first day of class, Ogle held on to one piece of advice.
And what I had heard as wisdom coming into student teaching was just be as present as you possibly can, ask questions, write down things that you notice, because there's so much going on, and if you blink, you're gonna miss it.
Life as a student teacher is certainly never a dull moment. For Pete's Corner, this is Allie Baden.
I can't imagine teaching and taking classes on top of that. Everyone struggles with money, whether it's paying bills, paying your bursar, or trying to pay for food.
Atira Feliciano is going to give us some tips on some easy ways to save money during the semester.
Back to school time is here. As students adjust to going to class, keeping up with schoolwork, and social life, many students might not think about their finances until it's too late.
Budgeting is weird because you kind of don't really know what to do, like your first year of college.
OSU requires students to live on campus as freshmen and to purchase a meal plan that allows them to have an allotted amount of money per semester. While this can be helpful when planning out meals or going grocery shopping, some students run into an unexpected problem.
When people spend all their meal plan before the semester's over, sometimes it's really hard for them to get through the rest of the semester.
Although it's easy to get off track with things like meal plan and living off campus for the first time, there are still many tips and tricks that students can do to help to save money. Of course, you can always go to the OSU Financial Aid office or the Bursar's office, but there are other on-campus resources you can use as well, like career services that will help you prepare for a job or potentially find you a job if you need to. Many on-campus organizations offer free food just for joining, and you can get a lot of free stuff. And there's also many different apps that students can get as well. Things like Pocket Points that actually work with things around the Stillwater community where you can get discounts on your food, as well as things like the McDonald's Fuzzies app for more of your franchise options if you are going to go eat out.
If you need like financial help and like you need advice and you need additional like funding, get help. Go to the first year success office, like automatically. Just don't even hesitate. That's what they're there for. Like, don't be ashamed that you need more help than anybody else that you know. Like, if you need help, that's what they're there for. Their job is to make sure that you can afford to come here.
Thanks, Atira. I really struggled with saving money during the semester.
We're going to take another short break, and when we get back, Tori Wallach will be talking about the resources the library has to offer.
Where were you born? It's a question asked all the time. Because where you're from shapes who you are, inspires how you do things. And when that inspiration comes from a place this refreshing, this majestic, well, you get the idea. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
The deli department at Homeland is Oklahoma's headquarters for party trays. Enjoy the time with family and friends at your next event, and let your neighborhood Homeland create the perfect fruit, deli, or cheese tray for you. The party planners at Homeland will help you choose the perfect party food, sized just right for your guests. Call us, stop in, or order online, and we'll make it ready for pickup on your schedule. Make your next party special with a party tray from your neighborhood Homeland.
Good to be home, Homeland.
Love these things. Hilarious.
Sorry, force of habit.
As long as you are you, it's Miller time.
Hi, it's Sam at Louis Grill and Bar, here to introduce our new menu items from south of the border. Come try our new poblano chicken tacos, or the ever-popular sriracha shrimp tacos. At Louis, where you come for the food, but stay for the fun.
It's hard to imagine my life before her, or a day without her. So much of what I take for granted simply wouldn't exist. She is the force that holds our life together. She is my everything, the center of my universe, from Forevermark. The diamond, the promise. Available at Lewis Jewelers.
I'm Randy Heights with 1077 The Franchise, and let me tell you about the HCG diet from New Leaf Wellness and what it's meant to me. Over the last year, I've dropped 90 pounds, and this has been a lifesaver, guys. I'm in a wheelchair, so I can't always get to the gym, and what's been incredible about this diet, when I can't work out, I still lose the weight. 90 pounds in a year is a lot for anyone, but for me, it's been a miracle. Why don't you give New Leaf Wellness Centers a call and see if they can't help you with a free consultation, or go online at newleafcenters.com.
Welcome back. T, do you know about all of the resources the library has to offer?
Not quite, but thankfully reporter Tori Wallach is here to tell us about all the neat things the library has to offer.
The library is a perfect place on campus for students to get work done. However, it offers more than just a good place to study. Laptop checkout is available for students at the circulation desk located on the first floor. Here, students can check out a laptop using their student ID. Additional accessories like laptop chargers and phone chargers are available for checkout as well. Another place that offers tech checkout is the Creative Studios. Students can come here to check out cameras, tripods, ring lights, microphones, and other tech equipment.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there with these VR goggles on my head. This VR room is one of the many things that the Creative Studios has to offer for students here at the library. The Creative Studios also has an audio recording room, a flight simulation room, and 3D printing equipment. All of this is available for students to use at their convenience. Let's go check out some more library resources.
If a student needs help in a specific area of research, they can meet with a subject librarian. Students can set up a time to meet with a librarian by going online to the library's website. There are also branches of the library that can aid in a student's research hunt. These include the Research and Learning Services Office, Maps and Spatial Data, University Archives, Oklahoma Oral History Research Program, and the Government Documents Department. If students need help with their math skills, they can visit the Math Learning Success Center. The Math Learning Success Center is open throughout the week with tutors available who are ready to help students. I visited the study areas in the library to speak with students about which resource they use the most at the library.
Anytime I need a laptop, I can just head up to the library and go get one.
The Creative Studios, it's a very good resource because you can check out a camera and a ring light for 3 days and I can use it for whatever I need to.
Whether it's research help, tech checkout, or tutoring, the library has it all. For Pete's Corner, I'm Tori Wallach.
Thanks, Tori. I had no idea how much the library has to offer students at OSU.
And now we're going to turn it over to Seth Fish, who's going to give us some tips about living off campus.
For incoming students, living on campus is made simple and convenient. After your first year, however, you might feel brave enough to venture off campus to look for housing. With living off campus comes more freedom, more responsibilities, and more than just a bursar bill. Here are some helpful tips for students looking to live off campus.
Customization was great, and really getting to choose who you live with, what your yard looks like, what your room looks like, and having your own space is so freeing. So it was a lot cheaper to live in the Westwood area next to campus. We were able to walk to class in 10 minutes and pay half the price. The process of finding a house was actually pretty easy. We drove around the neighborhoods and called the landlords on the sign. We were able to get a tour, and we were in pretty easily in and out with a cheap rent. Off campus, there's definitely more variety and you have a lot more control over what you're spending. With a meal plan, you're kind of stuck to set amounts. Off campus, you're able to order food in, which was great. I utilized that a lot, especially with the coming up companies like Tap and Go, DoorDash, that sort of thing. That's great for college kids who are studying.
A longer commute and the lack of a meal plan won't be the only thing that you notice. With living off campus comes a few more bills. Keeping up with these bills is an important part of keeping the lights on and roommates happy.
So depending on where you live, if it's a house or an apartment, the city of Stillwater would bill you for your electric, your water, your sewer, your trash service. We bill for a drainage and a street sweeper fee. You need to decide who's going to be responsible for the utility bill. We only take one name on the account. Each roommate could set up their own online utility account for the same bill and make their credit card payment that way if they wanted. But as the responsible party, it's your credit. If the bill doesn't get paid, that's going to be affected.
Whether it's an apartment or rental house, living off campus offers independence and a space that is easier to make your own. We hope these tips help you find your home away from home.
Thanks, Seth. I was looking into a couple apartments, but I was still weighing the options if I should move off campus or not.
I got a lot of good tips about surviving college today.
And I learned a lot about Stillwater Public Schools and the OSU campus.
I'm T. Johnson.
And I'm Jovian Osterhout.
And this has been another episode of Pete's Corner. We hope to see you next week.